Flex is one of those apps that makes you wonder why this kind of service wasn't widely available sooner. If you've ever struggled with paying rent on time or just wished you could split your rent into more manageable payments, this app might be exactly what you need. Essentially, Flex offers two main solutions: flexible rent, which lets you break up your rent into two payments per month, and Credit Builder, which helps you improve your credit score by reporting your on-time rent payments. It's designed to take some of the stress out of paying rent, and in theory, that sounds great. But let's talk about how it actually holds up. One of the biggest advantages of Flex is that it gives you some breathing room with your cash flow. Rent is often the biggest bill people have, and having to pay it all at once can be tough, especially if you have irregular income or other major expenses hitting at the same time. With flexible rent, you pay a portion of your rent up front, and then the app covers the full amount on time. You then pay back the remaining balance later in the month. It's basically a short-term loan, but without the heavy interest rates you'd get from a payday lender. The concept makes a lot of sense for people who sometimes need a little extra time to get all their finances in order. Then there's Credit Builder, which is actually a really smart way to turn your rent payments into a tool for improving your credit score. Since rent payments typically don't count toward your credit history, Flex changes that by reporting your on-time payments to TransUnion. It also uses a secured line of credit that helps improve different areas of your credit score, which is a pretty unique approach. If you're trying to build or repair your credit, this could be a simple way to do it without taking on traditional debt. Now, while all of this sounds great, there are some downsides to consider. First, it's not a free service, but the flexible rent option comes with a $14.99 monthly membership fee and an additional 1% fee on your total rent amount. That means if your rent is $1,500, you're paying an extra $15 per month just in fees, plus a possible $3 pass-through fee depending on your property. If you use Credit Builder, there's a 0.75% finance charge on your total rent, which can add up over time. For some people, these costs might be worth the convenience, but it's something to think about if you're already on a tight budget. Another potential drawback is that Flex isn't available for every property. Some properties are fully integrated with the app, meaning Flex pays your rent directly, while others require you to manually submit payment using a Flex-provided account. So this isn't necessarily a deal breaker, but it does add an extra step if your property isn't fully set up with the service. Overall, Flex is a solid option for renters who need more control over their cash flow or want to improve their credit. The ability to split rent into two payments can be a lifesaver for people dealing with unpredictable expenses, and the credit building aspect is a huge plus. Just be aware of the fees and make sure the benefits outweigh the costs for your specific situation. If you're someone who struggles with making rent on time or is looking for an easy way to boost your credit score, this app could be a great tool to add to your financial toolkit.